So you've been making music for a while now and you still don't like what's coming out of those speakers. But it's not your speakers that sound bad, or your plugins, or your samples. Oh, it's you. But don't worry, because the solution is simple. If you fix yourself, then you fix your music. I'm about to give you the power. Here are 5 things that you need to change so that you can actually start loving what's coming out of your speakers. Let's go. Number 1, you don't produce daily. If there's anything that playing piano for like 14 years has taught me, it's discipline. They say practice makes perfect, and 10,000 hours really is what it takes. If you want to be making those banging tracks, don't dabble in music production, really get serious. There's so many skills that you need to learn, but you'll improve all your skills faster if you put more time in. Even if it's only a little bit of time every day, you're going to see much more progress if you're consistent. If you really think about it, it wouldn't be fair on obsessive producers like me who put so much time into it. I once spent 6 hours trying to recreate the synth from Labyrinth's Earthquake. Anyone that learns an instrument or learns a language knows that it takes consistent practice to really see growth. Your brain needs to make the connections between what you learned yesterday and what you're learning today. So trust me, start producing music on a more regular basis and you're gonna see a huge difference. Number 2, you haven't learned enough. Now, making music is a very practical and hands-on kind of thing, and taking action is important. But your music is going to be capped by what you can create in your mind, so you need to expand your mind. Songwriting, rhythm, melody, timbre, effects processing, mixing, how your software works. Trying to master all of these skills is a lifelong process. And after 16 years of producing music, I'm still learning new things till this day. You have to remember that people like Beethoven, Hendrix, and Miles Davis actually knew all their stuff. They didn't have any super magical powers, and everything they were doing, they knew how they were doing it. So as much as you like the creative part of making music, you actually need to put time in learning about things you can't already do or things you don't already understand. Number 3, your music isn't true to you. Stop the cap. Now this is a deep one, and it's a big part of why you actually don't like what you hear. You might still be at that stage of trying to sound like your favorite producers, but that's not a stage that you want to be at forever. Eventually you need to start thinking about what you want to say with your music and your art. It doesn't matter if nobody else is putting crickets in their tracks. If that's what you want, you better put them damn crickets in. Just like learning about music production and music theory and stuff like that, learning what you want to say with your music is an ongoing process. You have to peel those layers away from yourself and start showing your listeners who you really are.
I guess it's learning how to be unafraid to be totally naked.
Start building self-awareness of what you do like and what you don't like, and more importantly, why. When I'm trying to discover new music today, I literally skip past the first 30 seconds of a track. I instantly know if I'm going to like it or not because I know what I'm looking for. Get concrete about why you're even making music in the first place. So when you get lost or confused, you can always come back to this reason. Like for me, I want the fact that I'm an artist to have the biggest impact it can possibly have, and I want everything I do to inspire other people to try and do the same. Just like the great Beethoven, I want people's lives to be a richer experience just because my music was in it. When I studied music in school, I always thought it was crazy how no matter where you are, if you study music, you're gonna have to study these specific people. And when I looked in the textbook of all these composers that have been dead for ages, I thought to myself, I want to be in this textbook in 300 years time. Number 4, you don't listen to enough music. Now the key word here is enough. That means both quantity and frequency. Try and listen to music every day if possible. That means when you're getting ready in the morning, on your travels, and maybe when you're chilling before bed. But don't just listen to one song, artist, or genre. Try and keep that window of what you listen to as wide as possible. All this music that you're listening to all the time will help keep you in a musical state. That means you're ready to make music at any moment. Even after 16 years, if I go long periods without listening to music, I get out of shape. I become like a fighter or an athlete who hasn't trained for ages and their form is just getting sloppy. All of this listening will widen your ear and it will develop your taste. And over time, you'll start making all of this music that gets the craziest reactions from people, which on this YouTube channel right here is exactly what we want. Number 5, you don't push yourself. Now this is where I'm very different from other producers that are on YouTube. Most of them are quite chill or artsy or even comedic. But you see, that's why I'm here, to make a difference and to help mold you Even after all these years, if I don't like what I hear coming out of these speakers, I am pissed. It's not about hearing something you don't like and then you start doubting yourself. It's just about being intentionally dissatisfied. Mediocre music is our enemy on this YouTube channel, and we must protect the people's ears at all costs. So if you can really push yourself to make your best music, then you'll end up making the world a better place to live in. Don't finish improving your track too early. That first Apple MacBooks did not look sexy, I can tell you that. But they didn't stop there. They kept pushing the design until we have these sexy looking MacBooks that we have today. When I was younger, I always had music producers in my school who were my rivals. So I had to constantly be trying to outdo myself and outdo my rivals. I don't care how long you've been producing, you shouldn't set your standards low. You need to be trying to sound better than the best of the best, not in 3 years' time, like yesterday. A lot of producers say they finished their track before they've even really started it. What they might call a finished track is probably just a sample for me. But this is where the fun of music production is for me, and it should be for you too. How far can you push the sound of that track? How far can you push yourself? And when you do that, you'll get the complete opposite of what you're feeling now. And that is when you love what is coming out of those speakers. I don't know about you, but that is the best feeling for me, and nothing can top that. At the end of the day, the fact that you're even watching this video is a clear sign that you were destined to produce bangers. And if you want even more signs that you were built for this producer life, watch this video here.